Okay, I think we're recording. Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia McPeak. I am so happy to be here with you guys today. So as you guys know, probably, I'm a holistic nutrition and wellness coach. I have a couple of things that I like to do. And one of them is my Facebook page and online interviews with local women who are entrepreneurs and successful and have missions and hearts and dreams. And it's also a networking thing where we can share and help each other elevate and learn from each other and become even more better. Maybe we can teach me some English too at our own businesses. So it's called Wine, Women, Wealth and Wellness. And I also have a Facebook page called Fitness versus Wellness, where a really good friend of mine and I have done videos, and it's a YouTube channel as well, talking about the difference between being fit and well. And I also have my wellness community. And my wellness community is called Ready, Set, Thrive 2020. And I really like this place because it's a place where I can really share all the elements that I'm passionate about, which is everything from wellness, from our bodies to our minds. So we do everything from gut health to meditation to mind matters to gardening and growing our own food, like all kinds of things. And I just really love being a part of that and sharing with you guys as a community. Now, the reason we're here today is both because of Women, Wine, Wealth and Wellness and our Girls Club interviews, but this is going to be a really brief one with Brandi McRill, sharing with you more about some upcoming ways that she and I partnered this coming month on a couple of things for our community. Really, we wanted to do this anyway, but it's because of the COVID thing that we're like, how can we bring something to the community online? So this is through Healthy Living Revolution. This is a mission, and it's a part of connecting with the community leaders who are also on a mission to help people become healthier. And we do it in all kinds of ways. We have cookbooks, we have kids programs. We just really want to partner with people in the community, do one family, one community at a time, and just come alongside them where they are, meet them where they're at, and just help inspire positive change along the way. So with that being said, let me tell you a little bit more about Brandi. So I'm really excited to hear Brandi. Thank you so much for joining me. I first had Brandi over to I actually first met her when she did a cooking class in my neighborhood, which was really cool. And I liked her instantly, but then I had her come over and do a cooking class for an event that I was having. And it was so much fun. Everybody absolutely loved it. Everybody just couldn't believe what a great event it was and how they really wanted to do more things with her in the future. Well, since we can't get in front of people live right now, we're going to do it virtually. So here's what let me just tell you a little bit more. So Brandi is a thriving leader and business community purveyor, and she has the Flourishing Times blog. You can get all kinds of information and recipes and things from the things that she does, as well as Flourishing Fern Apothecary, which is really, really cool because this is all about using natural things to create remedies and solutions for our health. I love this. And then her other little baby is the Farm to Kitchen Collective Veggie Co-op. And that's where we're going to kind of take from today. And I'm going to have her tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But now, Brandi, you are a really busy and knowledgeable lady who's doing so much for the community. I'm really excited to share with people more about you and who you are. So why don't you just start by telling us kind of your background and where you come from and how you got to where we are today.
Okay, well, thank you again for having me. I'm really excited to be here. It's such a blessing to have met you and to be able to kind of do some partnership and collaboration things together. And thank you to everyone watching today. So I am Brandi McRill, and my background is really rather interesting. I have a business degree from University of Houston, and I am in medical sales by trade. I absolutely love sales. I really always love to achieve. I'm very high award winning and well respected within my community. And I guess about 5 years ago, I left the world of orthopedic sales and plastic surgery sales and stepped into vascular access, which freed up a considerable amount of my time. Well, we were having a hard time finding fresh vegetables in our community. And from my experience, let me back up. From my experience with the medical device situation, I started noticing that whenever people had severe wounds, if they would eat more protein and up their protein intake, I would see miraculous results in their healing. So fast forward back to where we are now, having in mind that food was really something that could fuel your body and change your body and help your body to heal kind of always stuck with me. And we just wanted access to fresh vegetables in our community. And I couldn't find anyone. The only farm in the area was selling to a private chef or to a restaurant. It wasn't really interested in partnering. So I guess a couple of months of me stalking farmers in the area kind of all came into one big snowball, and we created the Farm to Kitchen Collective. It started originally as the Cypress Family Farm to Kitchen, where we would buy vegetables from local farmers, portion them into shares for members, and then sell those shares for $30 a piece. Everything is local to the Cypress area. Everything's within 30 to 35 miles, and members pay a simple $30 every week. So after seeing these people that were coming to me and their healing really start to take place, I started seeing autoimmune disease fall away. I started seeing inflammation really kind of dissipate and disappear. And then I started to make that connection between the food and the body. And I started to realize that plants and proper nutrition really fueled our bodies as well as our minds and our souls. So I just wanted fresh vegetables. I was intent on being a salesperson for the rest of my life. And then I guess my purpose kind of found me when I wasn't expecting it.
So I think that you're more timely now than ever. You know, you're right about, so we do have some good ways to get fruits and vegetables, but this whole idea and plan to get things, the more local, the better, is definitely smarter. We have the opportunity to get food that's fresher and has been on the vine longer, which means it's more nutritious. Plus, you get to support small local businesses and communities doing it that way, which I love. But I think now more than ever, people are really wanting to take control of their food. And Absolutely. This is a great way to do it.
Well, one of the things that we also say, we have a couple of slogans around here, I'm very wordy. I really like, all food has roots. How far do you want to dig? So it's super easy to be able to go to the grocery store and have access to anything at our fingertips, right? But how many hands actually touched that food before it got onto your plate? Who grew that? Who bought the seed? Who fostered an environment for the proper growing of that particular plant that you're going to be able to ingest? And it goes the same with your proteins as well. Another thing that we say around here is know your farmer, know your food. If you know the source of your food, and it's very similar to you and your plant garden, if you know exactly where your food is growing, I tend to kill everything. Thank goodness for the tower garden. That could probably help me. But really just knowing the source of that food, it's not only what it does for you, it's what the person did to grow it.
Exactly, because you know what, energetically it has, if love and care and passion are going into it, you're getting that in your body when you eat it. And I really believe in that. I'm all about all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. I love the way you think. Okay, so yeah, so it lessens the hands that are on it. It keeps it closer, which is more nutritious, because the longer it has to travel, the earlier it has to be picked, which means it doesn't stay on the vine as long, because they have to keep it fresh until it gets where it's going. But also, you're talking about the best growing practices if possible as well. You know, just because something's organic doesn't mean that it's the best growing practices, because there's more going into that than just saying something's organic. And just because something's certified organic doesn't mean that it's not covered with a pesticide blanket when it's transported, or that there's not blowover from another crop. And maybe it's just not loved the way that you're talking about the food that you're sourcing is being taken care of. So really cool. Okay, so you sound really passionate about this. So tell me, what are your hopes and dreams for what you're doing? What kind of results do you want from your mission?
So for a really long time, I was dedicated to keeping my career in sales, and we were just producing vegetables coming in and out. And what I started to learn was I'm giving people the option to have fresh produce and fresh meats, but I'm not telling them how to properly use it so that it fits into their lifestyle. Time is our biggest enemy, and it's so much more convenient to be able to just whip through a drive-through and pick up a pack of chicken, or to go grab a Subway sandwich or something like that. Sorry, Subway, but just to go grab a sandwich. And we've really, number one, we've gotten away from supplying our own food to ourselves and our family. And we've also gotten away from breaking bread with one another. I mean, there's community that's formed around the dinner table. And those are relationships that are going to be deepened just by sharing food with one another.
Oh
so
my
hope
gosh.
in all of this is to teach people, number one, how to come back around the table. Number two, time is the enemy, but you can beat time. The co-op takes you 5 minutes to pick up your food. When you eat in season, your body acclimates to the seasons. You start to lose weight without really realizing that you're losing weight. Well, weight is not the most important thing. Obviously, healthful living and a healthful body is. If I can just supply people with the things that are in their environment growing around them in a fast and easy way and teach them how to do it, I feel like that would be probably my biggest dream.
I love the idea and the mission of breaking bread together. And that was when I was bringing up my children. It was really important to me as many times a week as I could for us to sit around the table and just be phone free, just be together. It's so important that we try to do that. Okay, so that leads us into what we're doing next together, which I think is so cool, because what you've done is you said, okay, cooking isn't really rocket science, right? But you're going to empower people to be braver in the kitchen. Absolutely. Be able to go in there and play and experiment, you know, and not be so afraid, because I think a lot of times we think we need a recipe or we need to know how to do it. And what we're going to do is going to be, well, what you do anyway is you say, here's a box of food. Let me show you what to do with it so you can become more confident. But we're going to do a couple of online cooking classes, and you're going to literally, we're going to say, if you just have this, you can do this cooking class. And here's the really cool thing, guys. She's doing these for free, which is incredible. I mean, the heart that she has for giving and carrying this message, just so much to offer. You can definitely support what she does by participating in the co-op and utilizing her recipes in her blog. She has a cookbook coming out soon to coincide with one of our classes. That's definitely going to be available to purchase. So you definitely can support her and what she's doing in that way. But her mission is really just to share this beautiful message of health and family and community. So, and I forgot to mention, what was it you said? Oh gosh. Okay. Never mind. It'll come back to me. So let's talk about the first class.
Yes.
It was one of the things you mentioned. You covered it. So we're good. So the first class, which is actually this Friday at 11 a.m. via Zoom, we're going to post in the links below this, the event pages, so you can go RSVP and say that you're coming. Okay. Now it's a kids class, the first one, and it's called, it's a hummus and dip class. So tell everybody about that class.
So what I started learning is I was really trying to identify who my customer was and what it was that they were needing and how I could help. That's whenever I came across the time paradigm. But then also, they're really having a hard time getting their children in the kitchen and getting kids excited to eat those vegetables. So I did a Girl Scout cooking class a couple of weeks ago, actually right before the lockdown initiative was put into place. And it was life-changing. These little girls soaked up every single thing that I taught them about plants. We had beet muffins. We had chickpeas. We made Vietnamese spring rolls. It was fantastic. So as I've been sitting here, all of a sudden, I realized that is the key. Let's get the kids in the kitchen. So the number one, it makes it easier on the mom. But number two, it gives them the self-confidence to be able to prepare their own food and know that they can actually make something out of nothing that their family can enjoy. I remember as a little kid, I spent a lot of time in the kitchen, always playing around. My grandma taught me how to cook. So I wanted to be just like her. And no, I mean, I've been training for this my whole life, and I didn't even realize it. I think that I remember being in the kitchen as early as 4 and 5 years old. So being able to teach those kids how to do that and showing them what's out there is going to be super key. So I connected with my friend Carrie McBride of Ray of Sun Designs. And I just gave her my idea and let her know I would love 2 little characters, one that looks like her son, one that looks like another little girl. And I want to do sticker accomplishments for each of them. So what we're doing with the Dip Master class is whenever everyone completes that portion of the class, they'll get a little badge that says that they're a Dip Master. So it's going to be things that are going to be easy. I'm really trying to take as much responsibility off of the moms as possible. I'm looking at ways to be able to help the kids cook without being in front of knives or around anything that's hot. So that's why we're going to start with the dip class. All they'll really need is going to be a blender and just a few simple ingredients. And to all of the moms and dads out there, you can also sneak vegetables in their dip whenever they're not looking.
That's right. Good advice. So the one thing that they would need is just basically anything. You're going to help them figure out like what they have in their kitchen that's going to work. But they would need a can, like maybe a can of beans of any kind, right?
Can of beans is important. Can of, like, if you have any seeds around the house or anything like that, even if they're just sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, just any type of thing. So basically what that does is that gives you a way to bind the beans and make it into like a creamy type of fashion. But we're just going to see what you've got in your kitchen, because that's where we're going to find out what you like to eat.
That's right. And that's where you're going to build your confidence, because you can go, I don't have that ingredient, but I have this one. Let me try that. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay, cool. I love that. Okay. So let's wrap this up, because I don't want to keep everybody too long, but I do want to share about your other class. And I love this because we're mixing a couple of other passions here. One is food and cooking, right? But the other is medicinal.
Yes.
So tell everybody about your medicinal mushroom class and cookbook.
Okay, so I recently discovered mushrooms, I guess about a year and a half ago, with a vendor at the Tomball Farmers Market called Lone Star Mushrooms. And I did my first cookbook in the fall. It was very successful. It was very well received. And I thought, why don't I take my love and passion for mushrooms and combine it with another cookbook? So the Herbal Academy just recently launched a class called, the Magic of Mushrooms, or the Mushroom Course. And I've enrolled for that. And the more I'm learning about mushrooms, the more I realize what a lifesaver they are. There are culinary mushrooms, but there are also medicinal mushrooms. Lion's mane, for example, reishi. We'll go over a lot of this in the class, but mushrooms truly have the power to transform our health, and they're also delicious at the same time. So the cookbook is going to be released on May 1st officially to everyone. We've done a little bit of pre-launch for our co-op members and for our friends of Lone Star Mushrooms, but the official launch is going to coincide, April 28th.
There we go. Because we're going to do the class on April 28th at noon via Zoom. So everybody will have an opportunity to learn. And the thing you need for this class is some mushrooms, and they don't have to be medicinal. Any mushrooms will do for this class, but she's still going to help you learn more about the medicinal properties of mushrooms. And I'm really excited about that, because it's a whole nother field. And I love combining. Food itself nourishes your body and gives your body what it needs, but sometimes we also need to utilize the things that are in nature to actually help our body have another little bump in the healing and repair and things like that. So I'm really excited to learn more about this and the medicinal mushroom class. All right, guys, we are going to wrap this up so that you don't have to spend a whole lot of time here, because we want you to get a can of beans and some mushrooms and get ready. We will see you. Make sure you RSVP for the class, because we're going to give you a code once you RSVP so that you can get into the class. So you need to RSVP so we can get you that code. Down below will be the links to the event. We're excited about it. We love seeing you there. And thanks again, Brandi. See you soon.
Thank you for having me.